the buff, which I think Hani showed it definitely can be. I'm not sure it really fits into this lineup. Don't know what your thoughts are on that route, but certainly having seen how MX Zaku has done with it, I'm not sure that Rampage was the right hero for this.
Yeah, didn't really execute it quite right. Maybe not quite enough practice or something. But one thing I was going to say, you're talking about the Nymphora ult, and that can't be used within 2,500 units of enemy base structures. So you can't actually go inside the base, but you can get pretty close.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. It's basically impossible. Or it's much harder to backdoor these shrine towers with Nymphora because you can't ultimate so close to them, whereas going for the barracks, you can basically just pop up right outside. That's essentially my point. But moving on from that, Legion side still farming. I don't know why. They're just sort of waiting for the Hellborn to let their guard down, but the reality is, the longer they wait, the more items Kronos can pick up. You know, he gets a BKB, gets essentially, I would imagine, he might even go for a Doombringer. You know, I mean, once he's got that BKB Shrunken Head to stop them disabling him, he may as well just pick up a Doombringer to carve people up with. Because realistically, there's nothing that Legion side are going to be able to do about a Kronos with this much farm when he's got that magic immunity. But actually, on that note, I would rather have seen Rexy, or it's Rexy, playing this Kronos, not necessarily picking up the Rift Shards, just going for the Shrunken Head. He does a hell of a lot of damage. You know, even before Agility Steal, he's hitting for 360. He didn't really need the Rift Shards. On the other hand, had he just had that ability to stay in the fight a bit longer, carve people up a bit better, it might have worked out better for them. You know, it's not going badly necessarily, but I just think that may have been a better alternative for them. I'd be interested in your thoughts on that. Certainly, I would rather have seen an earlier Shrunken Head.
Yeah, he really needed to get a Shrunken Head earlier, I think, because this Legion side has so many stuns. He died twice, and that was because being just chain CC'd, and you just can't have that as a carry.
I mean, Signature has finally got that Shrunken Head. Torturer, again, picking up a Shrunken Head. Interesting one on this. I mean, Torturer, my big hang-up with this, Torturer is passive damage. His ultimate, Torment, is passive. You know, Impalement is passive damage. You use Chain Reaction and Agonizing Bonds, and then you can basically just AFK and watch the fireworks, you know. It doesn't make too much sense for me to be picking up something that acts against disables when, fundamentally, disabling Torturer is pointless. I mean, the other big hero I don't like the BKB on is Sandwraith, just because, frankly, disabling Sandwraith doesn't do much for you. His damage comes out of his ultimate, his Mock, and his Dissipate ability. It just doesn't actually accomplish anything to stop him auto-attacking when auto-attacks aren't the main source of his damage. Looks like we're going to see a diversionary attack by Rampage here. Hellborn buying it. Oh no, they've sort of wised up, like they've realised Rampage is not a serious threat to their shrine. And seeing the Legion side out here, it's an illusory Forsaken Archer. They're going to go in all for it. Kronos one-shots an illusion. Good job, Kronos. And not quite sure what the Legion side's plan is from here. They've sort of irritated the Hellborn side a bit, but doesn't look like they're going for it particularly. And again, I'm just not sure what their tactic is here. They need to draw the Hellborn away from this set of barracks somehow, but doesn't look like it's going to happen. I mean, the creeps are pushing on this thing.
Kronos.
Well, yeah. You know, I mean, the creeps are the glyphs up now is the other thing, but the creeps are pushing against these towers. But realistically, Thunderbringer can probably train them back to the fountain all day, just aggroing them and running back, unless the Hellborn, unless the inside intervenes. So that's only so useful in terms of applying pressure. But Plague Rider here, has he got a portal key? He does have a portal key. I don't know why the hell he thinks he's doing with it, but he has got one. Goes in. Real teamfight action here, however. Meanwhile, backdoor attempt by Pebbles. He's not going to get anywhere. Kronos is going to carve him right up. So Pebbles going down, trying to take that barracks out. Sort of, they've got the Legion side going in. Rampage going down as well. Legion side 3v5 now. Hasn't really worked out the way they'd hoped it would. Trying to distract the Hellborn for that Pebbles to backdoor, but really not having it pan out for them. And the Hellborn side need to take this opportunity. Legion side somehow killing the courier, which had nothing on it as far as I'm aware. Can't see any items obviously hanging loose, so that's not a major issue. But yeah, I mean, that hasn't gone what the Legion went for. Obviously they thought Pebbles could take the barracks down in decent time. Pebbles is not too great, to be honest. I mean, hits for 300 damage, not terribly fast. I don't see where they're going with that, to be perfectly honest. But yeah, well, I mean, whatever the reason, Pebbles hasn't really worked out for them in that regard, and needs to try something else. I think their big hope for this should probably be Torturer. I mean, I know it doesn't scale, but Impalement does a phenomenal amount of damage. Total 1200 physical. That barracks has... let's see here. That barracks has 1500 HP and 23% reduction, so you're doing more than half its health with one Impalement. I think. Yeah, should be. I don't really see why they're not trying to make more use of that Torturer, especially if they could just send maybe Torturer and Pebbles. I mean, Free Fly doesn't have a portal key, but he could probably farm one reasonably easily. Not quite sure what they're doing there, but now I might see Forsaken Archer being picked off here. We've got the Hellborn coming in. Kronos goes in. I'm not sure if he's got his ultimate. Engineer certainly does. Kronos does not have his ultimate. Gonna go on to Forsaken Archer though, put the hate on her, but she's going to escape pretty much, just juking into the trees here. No kills for the Hellborn despite the Engineer ultimate, which is really what they're looking for. Maybe trying to push here. They've still got Thunderbringer, I think, doing pretty much full-time guard duty here up top, just trying to keep the creeps out. Middle lane's pushed back, so they don't need to worry about that. But now Rampage finally going to hopefully get a good ultimate off. Maybe... no, AMX Zaku all on his own. Sort of gets Kronos out of position, but the Hellborn side following up, and it is only Rampage on its own. Torturer may be caught out here as well, but I think the real heroes here, Nymphora and Pebbles going in on mission backdoor here. Screw the team fight. Pebbles is just going hell for leather at this barracks. The Hellborn side are pigging it, but can they really do anything about it? Pebbles here, yes, I think they can do something about it, is the consensus. Pebbles here going off on his own little mission and going to be killed for his trouble. So that bit of epic backdoor from Pebbles, maybe not quite what he hoped for. Meanwhile, I think everyone can say pretty much went down. Nymphora is going to go down as well. Pretty much a bit of a dissipated genocide for the Hellborn there. I mean, Root, what do you think of this whole Pebbles backdoor strat they seem to be going with?
He needs to probably go through the secret shop area because he was being spotted by creeps and such. And of course, who was it? Plague Rider.
Fair enough.
He could have gotten off some good damage if he'd not been seen, but he was seen, so. And another Kongor attempt going down.
Alright, question 2 while I'm at it. Are the devs planning to try and make backdoor a more viable strategy, or is that not really on the cards due to general pub hate?
Probably not. Backdooring is quite a viable strategy in Savage 2, but that's a completely different game, so.
Fair enough. I mean, as far as I'm aware, I'm not a competitive player by any means, but the main problem in backdooring arises in that because you have a glyph of fortification and you have TPs, 3.5 seconds isn't a great window to try and take something down, but with the glyph, or demonic fortification, whatever you want to call it, is it Favour of Soul, the Legion one is? I don't know the names, I just call them a glyph, I'm a Dota noob, but the point remains that it's really, really hard to try and deal with, essentially, backdooring if you don't have these tools, but because you do, and our Rampage is going to catch Kronos out. I don't know what the hell he thinks he's doing. Kronos doesn't actually...
teleports in and go for the rats.
Good call, Root. Oh, they get it. Oh dear, GG, quite possibly. Good diversionary job there by Rampage. I don't really know. Hellborn's caught napping here.
He redeems himself for that entire game.
Well, yeah, pretty much. You know, GG. There's no way that the Hellborn can keep these creeps out, I don't think. The Legion side, you know, the Hellborn may be owning, but realistically the Legion side have just won the game. I don't think the Hellborn side have much realistic prospect of trying to keep these creeps out. I just don't think they can do it unless Kronos goes for a Ruined Axe, which he hasn't. He's gone for a Doombringer. So basically, Hellborn's only hope here is Kronos trying to backdoor this shrine. It might work. I'll be honest, he's heading for 500. Or 580, you know. He has a realistic chance of doing it while the Legion side are down, and that's all he's got. You know, if he can just go out to that shrine and beat the living hell out of it, he might win. But not if he doesn't avoid these creeps first. So yeah, ditching the creeps, he's just going to go straight out on this shrine, I think. Yes, he is. Flipping at that tower's dropping quickly. This is an epic finale and a half, but Rampage, being a hero, AMX Zaku, trying to redeem himself for a game's worth of feeding, and this is just a flat race. It is Kronos versus the creeps here. Can he take them? Witch Slayer going down to the creeps, but it's not going to matter a damn. Engineer tinkering that tower. Meanwhile, the creeps pushing hard in on these things. Phoebe on that Thunderbringer still trying to lead them back. Kronos now going on to the World Tree. Looks like he's ahead of the creeps, but the creeps do probably have more damage.
And there goes Rampage pulling Kronos into the
wall. Oh my god, that is just epic. Good job, AMX Zaku, their hero right at the last. finally redeeming himself, and
Rampage with
GG.
Doombringer.
Yeah, I mean,